Act 6 Leap of Stubborn Hope.
With grim determination, Killjoy ascended the face of the endless mount, a vertical monstrosity that soared so high it pierced the very veil between realms, known as Dragon Mountain. Along its treacherous slopes, hives of dragon lairs nestled, with slumbering dragons within. Hour after hour, his undead dragon clawed upward through haunted air currents, moving with utmost caution, wary not to disturb the slumbering hive of dragons. Its silence, a stark contrast to the shrieks that suddenly fractured the thin air. A storm of harpies descended like broken angels, their cries laced with a psychic frequency that gnawed at Killjoy's mind. They were not winged women of myth, but something older, jagged-limbed, eyeless, their mouths shaped for screaming. The resonance was not heard but felt, like splinters in thought. Killjoy's mind buckled, his name faltered, the dragon veered, and he was ripped from the saddle, hurled into a dizzying freefall. As the harpies dove again, talons reaching, a burst of undead will sent the dragon plunging after him, catching him just moments before the ground would have claimed him. Roaring in vengeance, Killjoy commanded his mount, and arcs of acid breath poured through the sky. The harpies didn't scream then. They simply melted. After the carnage, he circled high above the mountain, his gaze piercing the abyss, spotting a small tear in the stone, a flicker, a fleeting breath amidst the roiling gusts of wind. He descended, landing with purpose, stepping into a tunnel carved by the very spirit of the wind itself. The air, it pushed against him like a living force, whispering indecipherable syllables that danced around his ears as he forced his way deeper into the unknown. At the heart of the chamber there stood an ageless elf, draped in robes woven from the whispers of the wind, holding a silver sword that hummed against reality itself. Killjoy, panting and windburned, offered a smirk, his eyes glinting with mischief. "I've come a long way for a gem, and if you're feeling generous," he teased, "maybe toss in the sword too. I promise I'll put it to flashy use." The elf did not respond, but moved in a silent, deadly dance. His sword didn't cut the air, it commanded it. Killjoy lunged, dodged, and rolled, but the blade always seemed to arrive a moment before he did. It was like fighting the very essence of speed itself. Desperation fueled his parries, for he knew skill alone would not win this battle, so he abandoned the futile chase. With a flash of feral instinct, he dove low, skidding across the floor, ducking beneath the blade's arc. He drove his head upward, smashing into the elf's midsection with a crunch, what no training could ever prepare him for. As the elf stumbled back in shock, Killjoy flung a handful of dust into his eyes, and in that moment, his blade found its mark. The silence returned. He stood there, panting over the ancient guardian, wondering just what kind of faith could bind someone to a place for 1,000 years. The wind chamber fell quiet, a stillness wrapping around it like a shroud. There, suspended in a swirling funnel of relentless wind, floated the gem of air, hovering 20 feet above the cold, unyielding stone floor. Killjoy squinted, disbelief etching itself on his features. Seriously? He backed up, his heart racing, and sprang upward, his fingers slicing through empty air. He landed with a grunt, determination etched into his brow, and tried again and again. "I just headbutted loyalty incarnate," he muttered, crouching low for another desperate attempt. After a series of failed attempts, one of which left him rolling his ankle, and personally blaming gravity for his misfortune, he finally halted. His gaze shifted from the gem to the sword clenched tightly in his hand. "Oh," he said, dryly, a spark of realization igniting within him. "Sword of Wind, do your thing!" A surge of support erupted beneath Killjoy's feet, lifting him awkwardly into the air. He flailed, how he flailed, despising the unwelcome grace that enveloped him, and with a frantic grasp, he snatched the gem. Hovering there, victorious yet rumpled. His gaze fell upon the silent elf below. He pondered, what kind of folly compelled one to leap 5 times before grasping the weight of actual magic in their hands? But as the wind carried him toward the exit, a thought struck him. Had he learned something?